For decades, Burt Reynolds was Hollywood's ultimate leading man, rugged, charming, and irresistible both on and off the screen. He starred alongside some of the most glamorous women of his era, and his love life was always a subject of fascination. But now, half a century later, one of his co-stars has finally revealed the shocking truth. They carried on a secret affair while the cameras rolled, hiding it from the public, the press, and even from those closest to them. What really happened behind the scenes is a story no one could have imagined. Burt Reynolds became a Hollywood icon in the 1970s, beloved for films like Smokey and the Bandit, Deliverance, and The Longest Yard. With his trademark mustache, easy smile, and undeniable magnetism, he was the kind of star audiences couldn't take their eyes off of. But it wasn't just his career that fascinated fans, it was his love life. Reynolds was linked to some of the most famous women of his time, from Dinah Shore to Sally Field to Lonnie Anderson. Yet, according to one of his co-stars, there was an affair the world never knew about, one hidden carefully behind the glitz of Hollywood. The co-star, who worked closely with Reynolds during the height of his fame, recently broke her silence after 50 years. She admitted that their chemistry on screen wasn't just acting, it was fueled by a real, passionate relationship that blossomed in secret. At the time, both were involved with other people, which made the situation all the more complicated. Hollywood's press machine in the 1970s was relentless, and any slip could have destroyed not only their reputations but their careers. So, they kept quiet, pretending to be nothing more than colleagues when the cameras weren't rolling. What made the revelation even more shocking was the way she described Reynolds himself. To the public, Burt was confident, funny, and larger than life. But in private, she says, he was far more vulnerable. He struggled with insecurities about his career, his personal life, and the pressure of constantly being under the microscope. Their affair wasn't just about passion, it was also about connection, comfort, and escape from the demands of stardom. The co-star confessed that the secrecy of their relationship made it both thrilling and heartbreaking. They would sneak away between shoots, steal moments when no one was watching, and share intimate conversations about their hopes and fears. But the reality of Hollywood made it impossible to last. As Reynolds' fame skyrocketed, so did the scrutiny around him. Their affair eventually fizzled out, not because the feelings weren't real, but because the world they lived in simply wouldn't allow it to continue. For years, she kept the secret locked away, watching as Reynolds moved on with high-profile romances and marriages. When he later described Sally Field as the love of his life, she admitted to feeling a pang of sadness, knowing she, too, had been a significant part of his story, even if the world never knew it. Only now, decades later, has she felt ready to reveal the truth, explaining that it wasn't about scandal or headlines, but about finally acknowledging the love they once shared. Burt Reynolds passed away in 2018, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest stars of his generation. Fans still remember him as the charming outlaw in Smokey and the Bandit or the tough ex-football player in The Longest Yard. But this revelation adds a new layer to his story. It shows that beneath the swagger and the Hollywood glamour was a man who, like anyone else, experienced love in complicated, messy, and deeply human ways. In the end, the secret affair is not just about scandal, it's about the hidden chapters in the lives of even the most famous people. For Burt Reynolds and his co-star, it was a moment in time they could never publicly share, but one that shaped their lives forever. And now, after 50 years, the world finally knows the truth.